So the first example I want to give you is if I try to make a swing where I can only use my hands, wrists and forearms and try to propel the ball with a little bit of power, so I can only do this motion, then would that be deemed casting? It certainly wouldn't be in my book, because I've set the position and then I've got to put it back and go through. So that wouldn't be casting. Just as an example, I'm only allowing myself to use my hands, wrists and forearms to actually make some kind of swing. And the ball's going to go probably 10, 15, 20 yards. So if we take it a stage further and I position myself here where I've used just my hands, wrists and forearms, and then I create a coil into my backswing and then do that, which is what I did down here on the floor a moment ago, that I can argue for those that say that's casting, because it's clearly just a throw. But I've isolated that movement to just that casting action. But I haven't moved. I've had to cheat in order to accomplish the actual casting action. So the only way I can do that is to stay still and just do this. Now, I'm not going to really go any further than that. Yes, I could go here, but that's only because I've purposely stayed still with every other piece of my anatomy. Now, I want to hit the ball. I don't want to hit fresh air out here. So if I try to actually hit the ball rather than fresh air out there, I'm going to be back at my impact position before you can say the word that. So that is going to be here, but you have to start that here and not down here or after you've hit it. You see, what happens down here at the ball is a product of what you did before. So my action here provides a reaction down here at the ball. What I don't want to do is feel like we're holding this, or we're shallowing it, or we're preventing the club from actually releasing into the ball. Now people will say, well, yeah, well, you wait and you wait and then you release. I totally disagree with that. I don't believe there's enough time from here to the ball for a human brain to think, I'm going to shallow, I'm going to wait, and then I'm going to use my wrists at the bottom. It just doesn't work that way. It's very similar to somebody doing a karate chop, for instance. If you were going to do a karate chop, you wouldn't hold this back and then do it at the last split second, because there's no power. The power starts here and your body reacts. Your body reacts to that just like it would here. I don't stay still and do that. That's just proving the point that that's how you would achieve a cast. You would have to stay still and not use any bodily motion in order to prove that that's casting. So you're having to do a lot of things in a very peculiar way to actually demonstrate that. But if I do this, as I've done that, I'm at the ball, and that power's now been unleashed into the ball, rather than holding it, trying to release it really late, and then you end up releasing the club here. Well, there was no point releasing it here because you've already hit the ball. You know, over the years this has been poorly explained. And even for me when I was younger playing, there was a lot of talk about whatever you do, don't cast it, or you're casting it, or you shouldn't be doing that. But what you have to remember, that's your body giving you some kind of feedback that your onboard golfing computer's saying, get the club to the ball. But all you feel is maybe a bit of a flick, and that then transpires into the backward logic that I'm flicking, I'm casting, I've got to stop that. Whereas actually your golfing sort of computer sort of saying to you, no, will you please release the club sooner? Now, I have practiced this, I've practiced this for years to try to prove that what I'm videoing now is actually not correct. But I cannot find anything that will dispute this. It's so correct. Whenever I feel like, if you like, I'm casting, I hit better golf shots. They go further, the strike is better, the balance is better. My body wants to join in with that motion rather than trying to force the body to bring the club through. And remember, it's this that we want travelling quickly. So as we're here, if we do a small swing here, I want that fizzing through, and this hasn't really moved much at all. So I'm moving slow, but the club is travelling 20 times faster. And that's when you look at somebody like Ernie Els, maybe Fred Couples, their bodily motion doesn't really look like they're trying to hit it very hard. They don't look like they're swinging that quickly. But this end, the club end, is travelling very fast. And you're not going to create that by locking the club to your body. If you lock it to your body, the club's only going to travel at the speed your body can move at, which is, not fast enough to create sufficient power. So as we come down to our impact position, there is another fallacy here that I want to also expose. Now, for many years, you look at a picture, Tiger Woods, let's say, because he was unbelievable in his 20s, and you'd see a picture of sort of something like this in the follow-through, and you'd see the right-handers, or the hands are rolled over through impact. Now, I was very conscious of this when I used to practice a lot. Obviously, I want to copy the best, which was Tiger Woods. And the picture that you see, certainly in a still photo of here, does give the impression of roll through the hit. Unfortunately, that isn't correct. If we take the club and we do this, so this little bit of a flapping motion here, and I continue that on, it now appears that I've rolled my wrists, but I haven't rolled them at all. All I've done is release the club through. So what happens is, as I release through, I actually didn't, as you can see here, I didn't roll my wrists, not one iota. They roll now as you continue up into your finish. So get the club past you. Get the club past as much as you can. That action that I'm doing there, the amount of force that's created there in the club head started here. It started here, not, and I'm going to top it. It's too late. You've got to get the club back to the ball much, much sooner than you think. And it's not, well, I'll meet you halfway and I'll do it here. It's too late there. It's too late. Has to start now. And you'll see how the body wants to react to that. If there isn't that, the body reacts in a counterproductive way, because it's like, well, how am I going to hit the ball now? Well, I'm going to have to probably lean forwards a bit with my head in order to try and salvage some kind of shot. So I'm just going to hit one here. So I'm really going to try and release straight away. So not a bad shot. It's a little 7-iron, and all I've done is stand, go back, and try to really release the club. As you can see on the video, if you want to rewind that, you'll see there's no casting. There's no casting at all. But yet I'm trying my hardest to really, really get that club throwing it around. That there, it's go. Just remember, your setup needs to be at least pretty good. Your coil, your backswing, that needs to also be pretty good. And then from there, you will not cast it. You will not cast it. So what I'm asking you to do is try to, because you can't. You can only do it if you stay still. That's the only way you can cast. And most people aren't going to stay still like that, not unless they're going to try and come up with a video to prove me wrong, because yeah, that's casting. But that's only if you stay still, and why would you want to stay still? That would only be to prove the point that that's how you could get that action. But as we swing through the ball, as we come back and through, we want that trigger at the start of the downswing. So as ever, leave me a comment, like if you like this obviously, subscribe to my channel, which would be much appreciated, and until next time, thank you very much.